Hi everybody. Today we're going to create and format a document in MLA style using MS Office. And I am starting this from my MS Office Outlook, which is my email. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to get to the same space as me. From here, we're going to open our OneDrive app. And for me, it's over here on the left-hand side. Looks like a little cloud. And if you don't see that, don't panic. Just go up to your app launcher, which I may call in other videos a 9-point box, and select that. You should see the same cloud icon when you do that, and we'll be in the same space. So if you did that, you'll notice that this pop-up box appears and your MS Office OneDrive app is right there. That should take you to this space, and what you want to do is select the Create or Upload oval. And when you do that, you're going to see a pop-up box. And from here, you have the option to go to a folder or to upload a file or to create a document. And we're creating an MS Office document. So just select Word. And now you should have a pop-up that allows you to type in the name of the document. And I suggest that you follow whatever the form is your professor gives you to name a document. So I've just called mine last name _ first name _ and the name of the assignment. And then you go ahead and select Create. And now you should have a blank document. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the running header, which is called that because it runs across the top of the page. You could also insert a running footer, but in MLA format, we want it at the top. And that's going to be your last name and the page number. So go ahead and select Insert, and then select Page Number. It seems a bit counterintuitive. You probably want to select header and footer, but don't. Select Page Number. And then across the top, you'll see you've got a left-aligned page number, or a center-aligned page number, or a right-aligned page number. And then these right here are for the bottom. But again, we want the top. So select the top right because you want your number to be on the right-hand side. And now you see MS Office has put the number in for you, but you have to add your name. So just click next to that and you'll see this box. Do not change the number. To the left of that number, you're going to put your name. And you'll see that I clicked and the number went away, and now we've got these arrows and this hashtag or number sign or pound sign if you prefer. That's just the software changing it to the default for putting in the numbers. Don't delete that. Just hit your space bar after you type your name. So I'm going to type my last name and hit the space bar. Now, it's defaulted to the wrong font and type size, and that generally happens unless you go into your MS Office and change the settings. So we're going to select this, and I'm just going to use my left tab or my left click on my mouse and come on over and select this. And once you do, you may get a pop-up box. If you don't, you can just go to the home and you're going to see the same options for changing this. And this is still highlighted, so don't panic. And you want to come over and change your font. So I'm going to type in Times New Roman and select that. And you'll notice that this changed here in my running header. So now pop back into the body of the paper. Just click your mouse. And now you're out of that running header. It should be grayed out a little bit. And we're going to type or create the in-text header. Pretty simple. Just write your first name, hit the enter bar, and you type the name of your professor. And the enter bar again, and you type the course. Whatever school you go to, you want to use the format for that course. So when I was in grad school, I think that for my psych class, it was PSY, although psych is going to use APA format, but you get my point. So if there's 3 letters, do 3. If there are 2, do 2. And then type the name or the number of the course. So this is an English 102 course. And then your enter button, and we're going to put the date. The format for MLA is you put the day itself, followed by the month, followed by the year. You can shorten or truncate multisyllabic months. So you can make January JAN period, February FEB period, and then so on for the ones that use more than one syllable. I actually saw that you could put July JUL period. That looked really weird to me. I've always told my students just to shorten January, February, August, September, October, November, December. But you guys go ahead and just double check that and just make sure that you're doing that correctly. I'm going to say don't, but it is more than one syllable, so maybe that's the reason. Go ahead and hit your enter button. And now we're going to type title, subtitle, and we want to type it correctly. So the format for MLA format is title, space, subtitle, if you want to use the title and subtitle. I'm pretty certain the style guide tells you that you don't have to do that unless your professor asks you for a title and subtitle. Now, you'll notice that this is still the default of Aptos because we're in the body of the paper. So as we did with the running header, go ahead and select this in-text header. And now we've got our pop-up box. Just change this to Times New Roman and make sure it's 12-point font. Looks pretty good. The title and subtitle, however, have to be centered on the page. So go ahead and select that with your mouse. And your options for alignment are up here at the top. And if you hover over stuff, it'll tell you what it is. This is text alignment, which sometimes, because I'm old, I'll call justification. And you just want to take this little drop-down menu here and select center. So left alignment is here, center is here, right is here, and this is full justification. Go ahead and select center, and now your title is centered. You want to make sure that your paper is double spaced, and there's so many ways to check for this. I'm just going to show you the one that I like to model for students. Go ahead and select everything you have on the page so far. And we're going to hang out there for a minute. You don't need to worry about the pop-up box right now. And we're going to come over to layout. Now you notice once you do that, you have all these choices up here, and a lot of students like to go and change the spacing from here. I don't like to do that, so again, I'm going to show you the way I prefer. You're going to select these ellipses. It's a dot, dot, dot. And when you do, you'll get a pop-up that says paragraph or paragraph options. Occasionally, students will open this up and there'll be a couple other things below that. Don't panic, it happens. But what you want to select is paragraph options. And you should get a pop-up box that looks like this. The only thing you want to change here to ensure that the spacing is correct is you want the spacing 0 point here. You want it 0 point here. And then you want to tell MS Office, could you please make this double spaced? And then you're going to tell it okay. And you'll notice my spacing has changed. The last thing I want you guys to do is to put in a page that says works cited, because that should be separate, should be on the page by itself. And FYI, the works cited page or pages, if you have a lot of sources, are not part of your page count for your paper. So don't even try that. So go ahead and hit your enter button, and you'll notice that this is still centered, which is fine. We can fix that later. But you want to get to a new page. So one of the things you can do for that is you can come back over to insert, and you can insert a page break, and that'll take you to a new page. But I found that sometimes that just messes up your formatting in other ways, so I tend not to use that. I just go old school, and I come back here to where my cursor is. You'll see that it's still centered. And I go ahead and hit my enter button until I'm on the second page. Okay? And once I get there, you'll notice that I've got this cursor there. It tells me up here that I'm on page 2. And I can go ahead and type works cited, which should be centered. Do not panic. The one here is not going to be on your page as a footer. That's just letting you know that you're at the bottom of page 1 here, and here you're at the top of page 2. So now you have correctly formatted an MLA style document. As always, if you have any questions, just reach out and let me know. And make sure that you keep your formatting correct, because it's important that you present that correctly formatted document to your instructor.